Hi everyone, welcome back to Vedic Life Coaching. Thank you so much for joining me, and welcome to the Sidereal Vedic Astrology Outlook for the month of July. Now this month we have got Angarak Yoga forming in the skies. So that is a combination of Mars and Ketu coming together. They are going to be together 20th July, 21st July, depending on where you are in the world. The term Angarak Yoga, I have heard it used for Mars and Rahu coming together in the sky. When they are in conjunction, you can say it's an Angarak Yoga, but I've looked it up and it's perfectly fine to use the term for Mars and Ketu conjunct as well. So we've got that conjunction happening in the sky, as I said, 20th July, 21st July. The energy will be building up to that time, and that's the big conjunction. That's the topic for July. So one of the things I have been doing lately is I've been keeping an eye on the news, and just before coming on I saw a news report about airspaces around the world and what's happening in the sky. So from a flying perspective, so apparently in the Middle East they are shutting down parts of the airspace there. They are redirecting flights to India. So there's going to be a lot of upheaval, a lot of change. Travel is, if you have travel plans, this is definitely a month where if you don't have to travel, don't travel. But equally, if you have to travel somewhere, then you definitely want to, as I said in last time's Mercury retrograde video, don't be in any form of rush energy. Make sure you get to places really, really early. Keep abreast of the news, stay up to date, keep your mobile on you, all that kind of thing, because airlines will be updating people as well. Another thing that you can do if you're traveling at this time is prayer. That's something I've been doing over so many years whenever I fly long distance flights, and I do that quite often. I do pray, definitely, especially when the lights are low, everybody's sleeping, might be one or two people watching a movie, but I'll be there with my prayer beads, and and you can audibly pray because the engine sounds usually loud enough where you can just quietly chant your mantra, and I've been known to do that. So definitely, if you are flying, just put in a prayer for the whole plane, for everybody on board. Do the Hanuman Chalisa, ask Hanumanji to be with you, and he's the son of the wind, so he'll carry you all home. So that's going to be fine. I've got notes here for energy for July. Let's take a look at the energy for July. I've got here overall, I think this month should be okay. Yeah, guys, we've got Mars in Leo. Let's not forget Mars in Leo. It is a good energy as well, okay? It's not just doom and gloom. It's not just, yes, Mars is fire and Leo is fire, and I know there is all of that. And I think, sometimes with some of the descriptions and things that go on, because a lot of people have been talking about Ketu as a headless demon and Ketu is destruction, and there's all this kind of thing going on. But the thing is, I read birth charts for a living, and I see these Mars and Ketu in the birth chart all the time, and so when we're reading it for a person, it's there's a I can't just look at those two and go, oh, well, you're like this. No, it definitely doesn't work that way. The other thing is, I know, so reading things via transit is also different to reading it in a birth chart. So there are differences. But even when looking at things via transit, we have to be measured because the world is vast and there is so much going on. And if all we did was keep our eyes glued to mainstream media, then we would believe that the whole world is melting. And that is not the case at all. So let's not write off this month as being a bad month or any of that. It's just a month. I've got here, it's a time to be cautious. We are in a 9-year, and as per my yearly predictions, I would have said that this is a year of endings. We've got major cycles closing out. Also, the fact that we've had this very dry energy over, June and July. It's been very dry. That's something that I've been talking about. And when things are dry, there's movement. There's kind of rapid movement. So we've very rapidly had a whole load of karma come up to the surface. And this is something that I talk about a lot on the channel, that when we've got this karma that comes up to the surface rapidly like this, it does actually mean that underneath, the love quotient has gone up on the planet. It's pushing the gunk up to the surface to be cleared. And that is what's happening at the moment. That is what I've got here. Yeah, Mars in Leo, a lot of dark karmic energies have risen to the surface for clearing. But then, when I look at what I've had going on in my life, just as a regular person, I'm not flying anywhere, life kind of looks the same. I've got a lot of fixed energies in my chart, so life does always look the same for me. And it's through my Mars and my free will and my courage and my self-effort. That is the thing that has made my life look different over the course of my life. It's because I've wanted to do stuff. So I'll give you the example of my tarot deck that I designed. So I designed a Vedic Astrology tarot deck. This is not a plug for this, by the way, because I just wanted to give you an update. I am working on getting a version of this to you guys in a more cost-effective way. Currently, this is very expensive. And I finally, in June, got quotes to get this printed a lot cheaper. So I'm going to keep you posted with how I get on with that. I'm hoping to have a new deck out. I'll tell you when. I don't know when exactly. I mean, in my world, things go slowly. But June has been the month where I've had some movement, finally, on this creative project that has been pending for maybe a couple of years. So, let's not write off the month of July. Let's never write off time. We should always treasure our days and, feel that each day is a bonus. Feel that we're lucky and we're grateful that we've got time. Especially in times like this, we should value our time more, and we should feel like, wow, today is a bonus. Today is a gift, and how can I use this time in the best way? That's what we should be doing. So I've got here, across July, it is good to keep a strong prayer practice or a meditation practice. And if meditation is not your thing, that's perfectly fine, guys. I read for a lot of clients where, especially if Mars is, say for example, aspecting your moon, it's lording your moon, or it's stimulating your moon somehow, that can be very difficult to do regular meditation. So what's good for you is to be doing some form of activity where you are focused, where you're really, really focused. You're just experiencing pure, undivided focus for 15 minutes, for example. So that could be a yoga routine, it could be crafting, it could be making something. I've got here mindful cooking, crafting, mindful gym time. That's going to be really, really good at this time. And, Mars in Leo, it's all about Leo, the sun, how we shine. If you can put in a meditation practice at this time, it's okay to have dropped off from one. This is a good time to pick up your meditation practice again. And I've got here, you will generate more apa. That's a term I recently came across through reading Yogananda's beautiful work. So yeah, I'll put the term on the screen, and you know, you'll brighten your light, you'll brighten your radiance at this time. I've got here dates to be mindful of. So 3rd, 4th, 5th July, there could be a sudden change. We've got Venus and Uranus, they're going to be conjunct, and I've got here this could impact money markets. If we take a look at Mercury retrograde, Mercury goes retrograde from 18 July. So I did a video about this already for every sign, so you can take a look at that here. I also covered some recent news in that video as well. And we've got here 21st July, Mars and Ketu are exactly conjunct. Take care across the 20th, 21st, 22nd, any of these dates. This time could be really intense. These two, Mars and Ketu, are in a 6-8 relationship with Saturn and Neptune. I'm about to talk about that next. And Mars and Ketu are also in a 6-8 relationship with Pluto in Capricorn as well. So it is for sure an intense time astrologically, and we'll see, you know, how it plays out. I wanted to bring up a couple of your comments. I'll just check on the time. We're okay for time, so I can bring up some of your comments. I just wanted to thank my viewers for being such an amazing audience. You guys are the best. I just love making these reports for all of you. Thank you for being here. And thank you for supporting this channel always. And I also just wanted to bring up a couple of comments from last time. One of you, I liked this comment where you said, this Virgo is flying out today on a Boeing 737. Yeah, look at that. See, life keeps going. We have to do real life, you know, and we have to do these things. And thank you for just role modeling courage to the group. That's leadership in action, and I just liked that, so I just wanted to bring that up on the screen. And one of you mentioned this, which I thank you for this so much. You've said, I got the chills when you said centaur, as that was the original logo of Air India. Oh my goodness, I did not know. Thank you for that. I got chills when I read your comment. I was like, whoa, and then I had to look it up because I had no idea. So I'll tell you what I found. I'll put it on the screen. I looked up the logo and I asked, what is the logo for Air India? That was the first question I asked soon after reading that comment. And the AI overview came up with this. It said, Air India's new logo, the V-Star, is inspired by a peak of gold, a gold window frame. So I read that and I was like, oh, okay, because that's, yeah, I didn't know that there was this. So then I asked the question, was the centaur a symbol used by Air India? And here's what it said. It said, yes, the centaur was a prominent symbol used by Air India. The centaur, a stylized version of Sagittarius, was depicted shooting an arrow through a circle. So yeah, thank you for letting me know that, because I genuinely had no idea. And in case you missed the video, it was Mercury retrograde. I did talk a little bit there about some of the recent news. And I just also want to thank everyone in the comments section there. That was just, yeah, we did great in the comments too, you know. Everybody was kind and respectful, and yeah, thank you for everyone in that video. So let's take a look at Saturn-Neptune conjunction. This is the astrology news matchup thing I wanted to talk about today, and that is, yeah, Saturn-Neptune conjunction. This is important. I didn't realize quite how important this conjunction is. So we've got here Saturn and Neptune are conjunct in the sky this year in Pisces for us here in Sidereal Vedic Astrology. So this conjunction is actually really important. I didn't realize how important this one is until I did a little bit of research. So Saturn is about, one way we could read the Saturn-Neptune conjunction. Saturn is about getting real and, being grounded. And Neptune could be very much about, living in fantasy. Okay, so for us personally, how we can look at Saturn-Neptune conjunct in Pisces, we can interpret this for ourselves, for our lives. We can interpret this to mean we need to get real about some aspect of our life where we might be living in a fantasy land or living in dreamland or something like that. Okay, so that's how we can view it for us personally. But I want to talk about this conjunction as per the collective and some of the recent news. So I've got here, as per sidereal Vedic calculations, it's at its peak, this conjunction, Saturn-Neptune, this year and Feb 2026. So June, July, August 2025, these are key months for this conjunction. And then Jan, Feb, March 2026, those 3 months are key months for this conjunction. And I had a look at when did we last have this Saturn-Neptune in the sky, and that was 1989. And in 1989 it was in Sagittarius, so similar conditions to this year, because right now we've got Saturn-Neptune conjunct in Pisces, and the lord of Pisces is Jupiter. Back in 1989 it was in Sagittarius, the lord is Jupiter. 1989 is also a 9-year, and we are currently running a 9-year. A lot of similarities, okay? So then what I did after exploring all of this was I wanted to see, okay, what happened in 1989? So I typed into Google, what happened in 1989, and I got this from the AI overview. And it said there were significant political shifts, including the fall of the Berlin Wall. So that's quite interesting, because Saturn is wall, structure, rules, it can be division, it can be a wall, so like a structure, a wall. So we've got the fall of the Berlin Wall happen. Now, the fall of a wall would be the dissolving of a barrier or of a wall. And the dissolving, of course, is Neptune. So this was interesting to me. I was like, okay, what else happened? We've got here the beginning of the end of Soviet influence in Eastern Europe. It says other notable events included the Tiananmen Square protests in China, the Exxon Valdez oil spill in Alaska, and the release of the Game Boy. So then I was interested in this, but something got me to dig further, and I'm like, okay, now there's something more here. I don't know what it is. So there was an article, a little preview of an article that came up in the search results, and it was Reddit, and someone had asked the question, why did so much happen in 1989? So I clicked on that because I just thought, this is interesting. And this person has listed the Berlin Wall fell, Tiananmen Square, revolutions across the Eastern Bloc, Soviets left Afghanistan, Loma Prieta earthquake in San Francisco, Bush becomes president. That's incorrect. I was like, hang on a minute, wasn't that later? And it was. He was in power from 2001 to 2009. So we can see with some articles, we have to be careful and research every little thing. Here's what's interesting. Exxon Valdez oil spill, UA Flight 232. That caught my attention, and I was like, okay, I want to check that out. So I did some more digging on this UA flight. And here's what's interesting. United Airlines flight was 232 was a regularly scheduled UA flight from Stapleton International in Denver to O'Hare International Airport in Chicago, continuing to Philadelphia. On 19 July 1989, there was a crash here. It says the plane suffered from a catastrophic failure of its tail-mounted engine due to an unnoticed manufacturing defect in the engine's fan disc, which resulted in the loss of all flight controls. Of the 296 passengers and crew on board, 112 died during the accident, while 184 people survived. So this date I really wanted to look at, 19 July 1989. I decided to have a look at it with the United States chart because it happened in America, and this is what I found. And we've got very similar planetary conditions in the sky. You can see that clearly here. It's just extraordinary to me. We've got Mars opposite natal Ketu for the United States, and the natal Ketu is 12 from the moon. So this can, how I would interpret this is loss. It is very possible here, but to me this is a similar signature that I saw when I looked in the Mercury retrograde video, and we've got that signature present. But the most impactful thing here is the Mars is coming into the Gandanta point, Ketu is coming into the Gandanta point, and Venus is just wedged in the middle. So it's like a Venus being there is, like a bit of a Papkatari type situation, but it's basically you've got Mars and Ketu are coming into the same Gandanta point that Mars would have been in this year about 6 June. I'm pretty sure it's 6 June that Mars was in the Gandanta point. Now 12 June, Mars is out of the Gandanta point. When you're just looking at the sky alone, I still would be of the opinion that, I wouldn't particularly say that there should be any form of accident. But it is very interesting to see this 19 July 1989 chart, because this is, for a difference of, 36 years, the conditions are very similar. And let's not forget Saturn Neptune is also an important conjunction at this time. So yes, Mars Ketu is possibly quite responsible for a lot of the destruction, shifts, changes, but I also think Saturn Neptune is equally as important a signature in the sky right now to be mindful of. And it's just interesting to note that it's June, July, August, the intensity of Saturn Neptune, and it's going to again Jan, Feb, March 2026, that conjunction will be strong at that time. Let's have a look here. I think that's all I'm going to cover for the introduction, guys, and we're going to take a look at the mini readings. So if you'd like to join me, we are going to start with Aries. Aries, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. So this is Aries Ascendant, Aries Moon, or Aries Sun, as per the sidereal Vedic system of astrology. So Mars will be in Angarak Yoga through to 29 July in your 5th house. Mars Ketu will be exactly conjoined on the 20th or the 21st, depending on where you are in the world. Mars is lorded by the Sun at this time, and the Sun transits from Gemini into Cancer on the 16th of July. So factoring all of that in, here's my analysis. I would say energy should be good for creativity, should be good for getting things done. You do have energy for your children. You might be needed by your children at this time. They might need some of your energy. So be mindful of that. It's not a great time to move, but if you are moving, just bear in mind that things could be a bit chaotic, or expenses might be higher. You might want to strategize carefully, build in buffer time try and anticipate things if possible. It's possible at this time to have conflicts at work or with higher authorities or with your boss. Equally, if you manage a team, there could be conflicts coming at you from the people you manage or something of that nature. Now, on the 10th of July, there is a full moon in Sagittarius Purva Ashada Nakshatra. It's happening in your 9th house. So, because this is Purva Ashada Nakshatra, this is all about purity, but it's very much about who and what influences us. And ideally, we're always aiming to purify, aren't we? On the spiritual path, we're always aiming to improve and continuously grow. So this is a time with this full moon on the 10th of July, this is a time to realize what influences you no longer need. So what teachers have you outgrown? What mentors, gurus, guides, and perhaps they were fine for a time, but perhaps it's now time for you're growing out of that, you're moving into something new. You will find new mentors, new gurus, new guides. So this might be a time just to recognize what you've grown out of. And on the 24th of July, we have a new moon in Cancer, Pushya Nakshatra. It's happening in your 4th house. We've got a Mercury retrograde in here too. So we've got powerful Mercury energy. It's good to write down some of your dreams and wishes for this new moon. So because it's happening in your 4th house, it's a great time to write down home-related goals or plans. If you've got that dream home that you'd love, or how would you like to improve your own place? It's a good time to plant seeds for new energy at home. Aries, thank you so much for joining. We are now going to welcome Taurus. Taurus, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. So this is Taurus Ascendant, Taurus Moon, or Taurus Sun, as per the sidereal Vedic system of astrology. So Mars will be in Angarak Yoga through to 29 July in your 4th house. Mars Ketu are exactly conjoined 20th or 21st of the month. Mars is lorded by the Sun, and the Sun transits from Gemini into Cancer on the 16th of July. So factoring all of that in, I would say that the attention will be on your home. Maybe you are needed more at home. Equally, something could stop working at home, or you have to deal with some issue that crops up at home, or to do with your car or your stuff, something like that. Something might need repair. I've got here, you might be feeling more social, and yet, oddly, at the same time, you might also be feeling a bit invisible, which is a bit of a contradiction, but there it is. Because, I'm looking at Mars, I'm looking at the Sun, I'm looking at a couple of things. I'm also looking at Ketu, and it's like, oh, there is quite a mix of energies in here. You might also get the feeling at times that people close to you, they just don't understand you, or they don't get what's going on for you. But then I've got here, after 16 July, Sun transits through your 3rd house, and that's better energy for friendships, for socializing, for being seen, especially if you tune more into your Sun. This is 16 July onwards. So what can you do to up your Sun energy? Well, there are things you can do. You can wear white, gold, yellow, orange. Some people even say red. So I'm just like quoting everybody in the world there. That's a lot of colors, but these are Sun colors, right? So wear bright colors if you want to up your Sun energy. You can do Surya Namaskar, right? Salute the sun. You can do some of that, build that into your yoga routine. You could eat more spicy food. So you could up the spice factor after 16 July. That will encourage Sun energy. You can also do the Bij mantra Om Hram Hrim Hram Sa Suryaya Namah. Om Hram Hrim Hram Sa Suryaya Namah. You can do that. I was doing some of that this morning and yesterday. I need to practice that myself, but I will, because yes, I'm putting together meditations, guys. it's happening in the background. Lots of things going on. Anyway, Taurus, what have we got here? 10 July, there's a full moon in Sagittarius, Purva Ashada Nakshatra. It's happening in your 8th house. So this is a really good time to realize how to shift your place within the family system. You might realize some things about your family and who you are in the family and where is your place in the family and all of that. So I think you'll get some good insights, some deep insights about family on the 10th of July full moon. And you'll also get ideas on how to change and shift your energy if that's required. Now on the 24th of July, we have a new moon in Cancer, Pushya Nakshatra. It's happening in your 3rd house. We've got Mercury retrograde here as well. So you can write down future plans that you have for business expansion, future plans for your career, future plans for networking, growing what you do in the world, or even things that you'd love to do socially. Maybe you're writing to some of your friends. Maybe you're putting some plans out there to do with friends as well. You're putting something on the horizon that, hey, let's do something, let's catch up, let's go on a little trip, let's, you're planning something there, Taurus. I'm loving the look of, some of what you got going on here. I mean, I know it's a little bit tricky there with the Mars Ketu in the 4th house. You might also be a bit restless at times. You might feel a bit cabin fever. You might feel like you want to go somewhere. So if you do go somewhere, Taurus, short trip, local is good, and take extra care. All right, thank you so much for joining, Taurus. We're going to welcome Gemini. Gemini, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. So this is Gemini Ascendant, Gemini Moon, or Gemini Sun, as per the sidereal Vedic system of astrology. So we've got Mars in Angarak Yoga through to 29 July in your 3rd house. Mars and Ketu are exactly conjoined on the 20th or the 21st of the month. And Mars is lorded by the Sun at this time. Now the Sun transits from Gemini into Cancer on the 16th of July. So factoring all of that in, I would say some of this is looking quite good for you actually, because your Mars is well placed for success. You've got the energy to get things done. You've got the energy to put into yourself and into improving and into moving forward on your path. Now Ketu is there, and this could dull the effect a little bit. It could dull the positivity. It could provide a bit of confusion. Okay, so Ketu is in there, but Ketu is not so bad in the 3rd house, I don't see Ketu as being too bad in there, but if at times the energy is a bit sluggish, it could well be the effect of Ketu. I've got here your Sun is very strong though, and your Sun is what's going to help you see things clearly, even if it's hard to act at times during this month. There's something about you seeing life with enhanced clarity, and that is a good thing. That's always a good thing. 10th of July, we've got a full moon in Sagittarius, Purva Ashada Nakshatra. It's happening in your 7th house. So this is a good time to realize who is influencing your love life. And if you don't like that influence, this is definitely a time to work out boundaries, or to work out, okay, how do I deal with that? Strategies to deal with that. Let's say you've got maybe an interfering parent or something like that who just keeps telling you what to do with your love life. It's like this is a full moon where you might get ideas and strategies on how to just protect yourself from any negative influences on your love life. Basically, that's what that is. And on the 24th of July, we have a new moon in Cancer, Pushya Nakshatra. It's happening in your 2nd house. We've got Mercury retrograde here as well. This is a great time to write down financial plans or goals that you have. It could also be a really good time to simply review your finances or get up to date on your admin. Maybe you need to sit down and do your accounts, or put all your expenses in a spreadsheet, or you have some task like that to do. well, this is a really good time to do that, to get up to speed on your financial admin. Gemini, thank you so much for tuning in. We are now going to welcome Cancer. Cancer, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. So this is Cancer Ascendant, Cancer Moon, or Cancer Sun, as per the Sidereal Vedic system of astrology. So we've got Mars in Angarak Yoga through to 29 July in your second house. We've got Mars Ketu exactly conjoined on the 20th or the 21st of July. Mars is lorded by the Sun this month, and Sun transits from Gemini into Cancer on the 16th of July. So something could come to a head with your family members. I've got here, be careful of how you speak, be careful of what you say. Watch out for the egos of everyone involved, including your own. This could be an interesting time when it comes to family members. I've got here, you are seeing things clearly due to the position of your Sun. So just know that you're fine, you're cool, you're seeing things clearly, but this might be a time where you just, second house, maybe you don't want to say too much. That'd be a good thing. But equally, you might need to express yourself. You might need to, but just do so mindfully. And know that you are seeing things clearly due to your Sun. I've got here also, due to the Sun, you might find it hard to sleep in the first half of the month as well. That's a possibility. Now on the 10th of July, there's a full moon in Sagittarius, Purva Ashadha Nakshatra. It's happening in your 6th house. So you will learn how to compete without needing to look at the competition. You'll learn how to run your own race, and you'll learn how to just be you. Okay, so that is something becoming clear to you about how to be yourself more in your profession. Okay, so that's on the 10th of July, that beautiful full moon there. And on the 24th of July, we have a new moon in Cancer, Pushya Nakshatra. It's happening in your 1st house. We've got Mercury retrograde there as well. So this is a great time to write down future plans. This is big life plans. How would you like to see your life going? And it's always good to check in with that. It's also good to reflect on how your goals have changed over time. It's also good to reflect on how you might be living some aspect of what you wanted 10 years ago. You might be living that thing now. I remember a long time ago when I was in Sydney, Australia, I used to watch that TV show called Black Books. And what else did I watch? This was a long time ago. And anyway, I used to watch that show and just dream of being in England. And I thought to myself, oh, one day I'll be there and I'll be wearing my sunglasses and going into a bookstore with all these crazy people. And yeah, I don't know, I just really wanted that. And anyway, every now and then while I'm here, I just remind myself of that young self of mine, and I just remind myself how I really wanted this. There was a time when I really wanted this. I have this now. I'm here, but it's like there was a time where I really wanted to be here. So it's like, isn't that interesting? So that this could be a time of reflection for you, okay, that 24th July, where you can see, do you know what? You are living some of the things you wanted. And if that's not quite happening, well, dream up some things for what you would like. And it's in the thinking of the thing. That's where it all begins. So on a new moon, it's good to be thinking about those future plans. Cancer, I want to thank you so much for joining. We are now going to welcome Leo. Leo, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. This is Leo Ascendant, Leo Moon, or Leo Sun, as per the Sidereal Vedic system of astrology. So we've got Mars in Angarak Yoga through to 29 July in your 1st house. We've got Mars Ketu exactly conjoined on the 20th or the 21st of the month. Mars is lorded by the Sun this month, and the Sun transits from Gemini into Cancer on the 16th of July. So factoring all of that in, I think for the first half of the month, you are shining. People are noticing you at work. Maybe you're picking up new clients. Maybe you're expanding. Maybe things are growing for you. Things are happening. After the 16th of July, energy might feel a little bit dull. It might lack the brightness of the first half of the month, okay, but it's just for a time. I've got here, and a short time at that. It's like 16 July through to 29 July, so that's not long. I've got here, be mindful in speech and actions. So that's from 16 July to 29 July. And I've got here, you might find it harder to sleep in the second half of the month as well. Now on the 10th of July, there's a full moon in Sagittarius, Purva Ashadha Nakshatra. It's happening in your 5th house. So this is a great time to focus on what or who inspires you creatively. And you might also realize who you no longer want to follow. There might be people that just naturally drop out of your, your sphere. You just kind of, you've outgrown something. It's that energy on the 10th of July. There's a recognition of, I've outgrown something, and that thing I was into 10 years ago, I'm just not into that anymore. Could be a shorter time frame, could be whatever you were into last year, but there's something of a recognition there. And on the 24th of July, there's a new moon in Cancer, Pushya Nakshatra. It's happening in your 12th house. We've got a Mercury retrograde here as well. So this is really a great time to write down new ideas or insights that you're gaining. And this is especially spiritual insights. This could also be linking in with your creativity as well. But I'm just going to update the notes here. This is the 12th house of spirituality, and there'll be something about your gaining insights. This could help you clear the path ahead. Okay, so it's like you're getting insights that will help you grow, that will help you clear any karmic backlog, that will clear the path so that you can just move forward a lot easier. Leo, I want to thank you so much for joining. We are now going to welcome Virgo. Virgo, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. So this is Virgo Ascendant, Virgo Moon, or Virgo Sun, as per the sidereal Vedic system of astrology. So Mars will be in Angarak Yoga through to 29 July in your 12th house. Mars and Ketu are exactly conjunct on the 20th or the 21st of July. Mars is lorded by the Sun, and the Sun transits from Gemini into Cancer on the 16th of July. So Sun transits your 10th and 11th houses. This is excellent energy for you to be work focused across this period. Now Mars in the 12th might make you feel a little bit restless, and as it approaches Ketu, you might even feel a little bit invisible at times. But tune into the part of you that feels like infinity and shine on. You've really got a fantastic sun this whole time. So tune in more to the sun energy. And you can do that by wearing sun type colors. So you can wear white, gold, yellow, orange, even red. These are beautiful colors to wear at this time. If you want to up your sun energy, you can eat spicy food. You can do Surya Namaskar, the sun salutation in your yoga routine. You can do more of that. You can be chanting Om Pram Hrim, Om Pram Hrim Hrom Sa Suryaya Nama. I'll put it on the screen. You can chant that. I'm supposed to be working on doing some chanting, guys. I will be doing that and sharing that with you at some point. I've got so many things going on. Let's have a look here. Let's get to the moon situation. So 10 July, full moon. We've got full moon, 10 July, Sagittarius, Purva Ashadha Nakshatra. For you, it's happening in your 4th house. So this is a great time to realize what parts of your upbringing had a good influence on you. Okay, if you're doing any journaling or self-reflection or any of that, this is a good time to look at, how you were nurtured, but specifically what influences have helped build your values. It's a good time to just reflect on that. And it's a good time to reflect on what you have outgrown. Maybe there was a certain thing that was drummed into you, and now you've recognized, hey, hang on a minute, that was coming from fear. I don't need that anymore. Stuff like that. So there could be some powerful insights and recognitions where you just realize, oh wow, that thing from my childhood, I've outgrown that, or and you know, I don't need that anymore, or you know, you can see where you are a lot, you're fearless now, whereas maybe when you were a kid, you know, you were taught that there was something to be afraid of type thing. There's something about this, that 10th of July, full moon, there's a recognition of your own growth and your own authority, of your own self now. You know, maybe you're taking over as the parent of your own life, kind of thing. That's spiritual work. 24th July, we've got new moon in Cancer, Pushya Nakshatra. It's happening in your 11th house. We've got a Mercury retrograde here as well. So this is a great time to write down business plans, financial plans, or any social goals or dreams that you have at this time. It's looking like a good time ahead, Virgo. Take care. As for all signs need to take care at this time, but you've got good sun energy there, Virgo. All right, Libra. Welcome, Libra. So this is Libra ascendant, Libra moon, or Libra sun, as per the sidereal Vedic system of astrology. I just want to say, before I begin, I want to bring up a comment that one of you put together on the Mercury retrograde video. Thank you so much to my Libran viewer who spotted an error. I really should have like a prize or something for spotting an error. It's so good. I like when people tell me, because then I can correct it. So when I watched the video, I saw the comment and I immediately watched it. I saw what happened. Everything I said in the Mercury retrograde video, it's okay. So if you watched it, I just had like a little verbal typo where I said 10th and 11th house. I should have said 9th and 12th houses, but the content was correct. So all the whatever advice and whatever I said, that was written on the basis of 9th and 12th houses. So it's okay. But I did do a verbal typo, and thank you to my viewer for spotting it. And yes, always tell me. I love to hear whenever there's, no matter how tiny the error, I always love to be able to correct or make it just right. So thank you for that. Let's have a look at this month. Yeah, I mean, that was a Mercury retrograde video as well. I'm just sort of realizing that, well, yeah, Mercury retrograde, there we go. Yeah, do you know, that video was a tough one to do, that for some reason, I'll just tell you very quickly. You're getting the secret behind the scenes secrets. That energy that day, it was like there was something that didn't want me to speak. It was so strange. And they kept like noises, like that apartment, like noise was coming, and then there was noise on that side. There was like a alarm thing that was going off. Then I had a ring at the doorbell. That was just, it's a lot of chopping, and yeah, I don't know what happened there. That was, well, energy has been tough right now, guys. So if you're experiencing that, we've just got to keep going. You know, that's what we got to do. We've got to keep going. So let's keep going here. Let's have a look at this month. So I've got here Mars will be in Angarak Yoga through to 29 July in your 11th house. Mars Ketu is exactly conjoined on the 20th or the 21st, depending where you are in the world. Mars is lorded by the Sun, and the Sun will be transiting from Gemini into Cancer on the 16th of July. So Sun transits your 9th house for the first half of the month. Be careful of conflicts with authority. Sun in the 10th during the second half of the month is lovely energy. It's much, much better. I've got here, you can really succeed at work. You can be seen in a good light. Definitely second half of the month. Great time to present ideas, present new ideas, try things, launch something, be creative, do your work. The energy is good. I've got here second half of the month. While the Sun is good, you might also feel at times a little bit invisible, or like the energy has dulled a bit, and that will be due to the effect of the Angarak Yoga. So that's what I'm seeing there. But energize your Sun, tune into the Sun for better results. So tune into that part of you that feels like infinity and try to operate from there as much as possible. Other ways you can do it, you can just sort of wear more white, gold, yellow, orange, red, those sun kind of colors. You can eat some more spicy food as a thing there. You can put some more sun salutations into your yoga routine. You can also chant Om Hram Hrim Hrom Sa Suryaya Nama. So you can chant that. I'll share more of like these things as I go along, guys, because yeah, I'm also doing more chanting as well. Really loving it. Let's have a look at July full moon. So that's 10 July full moon happening in Sagittarius, Purva Ashada Nakshatra. It's happening in your 3rd house. So you can review which friends are going forward with you in life and which friends, you know, maybe you don't want to interact with them so much or engage with them so much. There's something about you assessing the influences in your life. What's a good influence on you and what is not a good influence on you? And there's something about you moving beyond the negative influences across this time. So 10 July, you'll have a lot of realizations about that stuff. And on the 24th of July, we've got a new moon in Cancer, Pushya Nakshatra, happening in your 10th house. There's a Mercury retrograde here as well. It's a really great time to write down career plans, dreams, wishes. Where do you see yourself in several years? What would you like to be doing? And always bear in mind that these things change too, you know. And when I look back at career goals I had 20 years ago, that was very different to the career goals I had 10 years ago. Very different to who I am today. And you know, what I dream for now in several years, well, does that happen? We'll see. But equally, when I get there, you know, my goals could be similar, they could shift. It also depends on your Mahadasha. There's lots of things to factor in about all these things. But 24th July, it's just a good time to journal, write down career plans, what you'd like to do. Libra, thank you so much for joining. We are now going to welcome Scorpio. Scorpio, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. So this is Scorpio Ascendant, Scorpio Moon, or Scorpio Sun, as per the Sidereal Vedic system of astrology. So Mars will be in Angarak Yoga through to 29 July in your 10th house. Mars and Ketu will be exactly conjoined on the 20th or the 21st of the month. Mars is lorded by the Sun, and the Sun transits from Gemini into Cancer on 16 July. So now the Sun transits your 8th and 9th houses. So there's something about you being able to see the hidden agenda behind things at this time. Work-wise, you might have energy or drive or ambition, but it might not be able to be fully expressed at this time. Once Mars goes past Ketu, so that's 29 July onwards, you will definitely feel freer and the road ahead will be a lot clearer. So don't worry if, you know, it's just, yeah, you have the ambition, but it's just that, it's that feeling of, oh, I have this ambition or the energy, but things are slow or things are just a bit stalled or not moving as you'd like them to. It will, 29 July onwards, things will be a lot easier. Now on the 10th of July, there's a full moon in Sagittarius, Purva Ashada Nakshatra. It's happening in your 2nd house. So this is a time to reflect back and to think about what influences you've had on your life, who has influenced your life and in what way. And it's a really good time with the full moon in your 2nd house to look at which voices from your childhood were most influential to you. And this could be your parents, this could be your friends, this could be teachers, but equally this could be pop stars, or, you know, who influenced you, who influenced your style, who influenced what you're into, who influenced that during your childhood. This is just a really good time to look at that. And this could be a time where you recognize and see what things you've outgrown or what things you need to outgrow, what's time to let go of. And on the 24th of July, we've got a new moon in Cancer, Pushya Nakshatra. It's happening in your 9th house. We've got a Mercury retrograde here as well. So this is a great time to take stock of what you know and what you need to know to get ahead in the future. Scorpio, thank you so much for joining. We are now going to welcome Sagittarius. Sagittarius, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. So this is Sagittarius Ascendant, Sagittarius Moon, or Sagittarius Sun, as per the sidereal Vedic system of astrology. So Mars will be in Angarak Yoga through to 29 July in your 9th house. Mars and Ketu are exactly conjoined on the 20th or the 21st. Mars is lorded by the Sun, and the Sun transits from Gemini into Cancer on the 16th of July. So Sun transits your 7th and 8th houses. You might have insight into what others think at this time. You might really understand someone at a deep level. They might be saying something, with their voice and at the speech level, at the face level, at the Taurus level, but you are feeling deeply and you know what's going on. It's that kind of energy. You might be working hard and you might feel like the results are a bit lackluster. And there might be a feeling that Mars really wants to push ahead, but yet it's just, sometimes you can be pushing ahead and the results just aren't coming. So this could be that kind of energy. I've got here, there are better gains to be made later in the year, so hang in there and keep going. Don't overburn, don't overwork, don't push it. If you feel the need to rest, rest. Because, things aren't too exciting right now, kind of thing. If that's the case for you, then you have a reason why. On the 10th of July, there's a full moon in Sagittarius Purva Ashada Nakshatra. It's happening in your 1st house. So this is a time on the 10th of July to really look at who has influenced you, what has influenced you, what are your big influences in life, what has shaped you. When you were growing up, what did you think was cool? Who did you want to be like? All of that. So this is a time on the 10th of July full moon to recognize who provided the key influences that have shaped how you think, that have shaped who you are, that have shaped how you be. I've got here, who do you want to keep and who do you need to grow beyond at this time? It's a good thing to think about there. And on the 24th of July, we have a new moon in Cancer, Pushya Nakshatra. It's happening in your 8th house. We've got Mercury retrograde here as well. So this is an excellent time to write down big life goals. So that's big life goals that you have, and especially life goals that you have with family, or for your life goals that you have for your personal life. And it's a time to map future possibilities. The other thing you might observe on the 24th of July is that you might be a little bit more psychic than usual. So look out for that as well. Scorpio, thank you so much. I meant Sagittarius, sorry. I'll leave it in. I won't edit that out. You can see my mistakes. I was just talking about Mercury retrograde. I have an excuse. Okay, I'm going to blame it on Mercury. Sagittarius. How could I forget Sagittarius? Thank you so much for joining. We are now going to welcome Capricorn. Capricorn, welcome. Capricorn, thank you so much for joining. This is Capricorn Ascendant, Capricorn Moon, or Capricorn Sun, as per the sidereal Vedic system of astrology. So Mars will be in Angarak Yoga through to 29 July in your 8th house. Mars and Ketu are exactly conjoined on the 20th or the 21st of the month. Mars is lorded by the Sun, and the Sun transits from Gemini into Cancer on the 16th of July. So here's how I see all of this. What have we got here? First half of the month, your Sun is actually very strong and it's in a winning space. So you've got good energy there when it comes to work, when it comes to being seen, being recognized for what you do, succeeding, all of that. Perhaps competing well. You might just be a really good competitor in some sense, and all legal cases could be going well or have a stronger energy there. I've got here in the second half of the month, energy shifts and you might feel a bit sluggish, or there's just a lack of clarity. It's a good time to do some clutter clearing to lighten the load. Okay, so if things are a bit sluggish, It may mean that you've got to clear space. What can you get rid of? What can you throw out? Maybe you need to hop on your laptop or your phone, or you need to clear space there. There's something about clearing space and getting organized. That will be a good activity for the second half of the month. Okay, so if you're finding that things are just a bit stuck, do some clear up, get rid of something, create space. Now on the 10th of July, there's a full moon in Sagittarius, Purva Ashada Nakshatra. It's happening in your 12th house. So this full moon is very much about looking at who has influenced you. And on the 10th of July, because this is happening in your 12th house, it's a good time to look at who has influenced you spiritually and who is it time to move beyond now. You know, are there some spiritual teachers that, you know, it's time for you to move beyond? It's so interesting, like when I look back at my journey for spiritual teachers and who do I watch and who do I not watch as much now, like I see I've got Eckhart Tolle's book A New Earth propping up the camera right here, and there was a time when I really loved everything he did and I watched everything and I read all his books and I watched tons of videos, but I'm not as, you know, because I've watched everything, and at the moment I'm really into Yogananda and I'm just taking in his 3 volumes. I'm reading, so I've read quite a chunk of the Holy Science Sri Yukteswar as well. I'm really into these guys at the moment. So, but with Yogananda, when I found him, like I've known about Yogananda for like forever, so I didn't particularly just find him recently. I've tried so many times with Autobiography of a Yogi, and I just haven't been able to read it. I don't know, that book just never engaged me. But when I got to his 3 volumes, which I think was it last year or the year before? It's recent. Anyway, I've got into it and I'm like, I want to read and reread and reread this for my whole life. And then I've had such a strong wish that in my next life, I want to find him again. Like, it's just, that's how much I love what he has put together. So it's like, I can't even imagine a time, like I've got written here, you know, who do you want to move beyond now? It's like, I can't imagine a time when I could even move beyond Yogananda, like, but yeah, I mean, that stuff is interesting, isn't it? It's like, but with Eckhart Tolle, like, yeah, I kind of don't tune into his stuff so much now, so it's interesting. Maybe it's just because I consumed a lot of it, but I would go and watch Eckhart again, I would. But yeah, there are some people's stuff where I consumed it and I don't think about them and I wouldn't go back, so there is some of that too. It's very interesting. Let's have a look at this. 24th July, new moon, Cancer, Pushya Nakshatra. It's happening in your 7th house. So there's a Mercury retrograde here as well. This is in the 7th house. So this is actually an excellent time to note down plans and ideas you have for your business, or plans and ideas that you have for you and your partner, or you as a couple, or, you know, maybe you guys want to travel, or you want to do something, or maybe you want to meet a partner and you want to write a wish like for that I meet the right person for me. And maybe you do some vision board type work, write down the qualities of who you'd like to meet, you know, visualize the future, visualize there's something. So we've got a new moon here, so you can wish for something. Equally, you could write down and wish for a healing in your relationship. That'd be a beautiful thing to journal on the 24th of July. So there's something about you tuning into the energy of what you are committed to in life, or what you want to commit to in life, and writing down your plans, ideas, insights, even goals and wishes and things like that on the 24th of July. Well, Capricorn, thank you so much for tuning in. We are now going to welcome Aquarius. Aquarius, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. So this is Aquarius Ascendant, Aquarius Moon, or Aquarius Sun, as per the sidereal Vedic system of astrology. So Mars will be in Angarak Yoga through to 29 July in your 7th house. Mars Ketu are exactly conjoined on the 20th or the 21st of the month. Mars is lorded by the Sun, and the Sun transits from Gemini into Cancer on the 16th of July. So factoring in all of that, what I would say is that in the first half of the month, expenses might be running high. You might gain insights into how to change your investments at this time. Second half of the month, your sun is 6th from your sign, so you do have a winning sun. Mars and Ketu being conjunct, that might block you at times, it might slow your progress, but your sun is really strong. So energize your sun. And you can energize your sun by wearing white, gold, yellow, orange, reds, you know, the colors of the sun. You can wear those colors more. You can eat spicy food as a tip as well for I think that's the second half of the month. You could include more sun salutations in your yoga routine. And you could also chant Om Ram Hrim Ram Sa Suryaya Nama. I'll put it on the screen. You can do the Bij mantra for the sun. Now on the 10th of July, there's a full moon in Sagittarius, Purva Ashada Nakshatra. It's happening in your 11th house. So this full moon, we're really looking at what's influencing us. Who's influencing you? Who's influenced you in your life? So you could be looking at which friends have influenced you in your life. Perhaps older sibling has influenced you a lot in your life. And there's something about you recognizing that influence, but moving beyond it. It's time to move beyond. You'll find new influences. You'll find new journeys, new goals, new ways to grow. This is that thing of growth. And on the 24th of July, we've got a new moon in Cancer, Pushya Nakshatra. It's happening in your 6th house. We've got Mercury retrograde here as well. So this is a new moon, guys, and this is a time new moon in your 6th house. It's a great time to write down plans or strategies and ideas on how to compete better in your field, how to offer such a fantastic service that everybody wants you, kind of a thing, right? So maybe you're working out strategies on how to improve your service or what you do for a living or how you earn. You're writing down ideas and strategies and plans there. Aquarius, thank you so much for joining. We are now going to welcome Pisces. Pisces, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. I'm checking the time. We're okay, thank goodness. Pisces, this is Pisces ascendant, Pisces moon or Pisces sun as per the sidereal Vedic system of astrology. So now we've got Mars in Angarak Yoga through to 29 July. This is happening in your 6th house. Mars and Ketu are exactly conjoined on the 20th or the 21st of the month, depending on where you are in the world. Mars is lorded by the Sun, and the Sun transits from Gemini into Cancer on the 16th of July. So factoring all of this in, I've got here, you might be quite focused on your home or children as per the transiting Sun. Expenses could be higher than usual. Mars and Ketu in your 6th house is actually strong energy for achieving something. Mars in the 6th is really good. Even Ketu in the 6th is really good. Ketu in the 6th can be no enemies and no diseases. And, Ketu in the 6th is actually a very strong placement. So you might find that there's some really good energy here for you to get ahead. I'm actually just thinking about a client I read for just recently. I'm pretty sure her Mars Ketu is in the 6th, and there's just so much great stuff happening in her life. So yeah, wow, I should have looked up her. Well, anyway, there are too many people to look up and study and check, but it's just occurred to me now. Like, it didn't occur to me while I was putting these notes together yesterday, but anyway. But yeah, Mars and Ketu in the 6th can be actually really strong energy. I've got here for achieving something, as both of them transit well in the 6th house. I've got here, take care in general though in the last half of the month and listen to your intuition. Now on the 10th of July, there's a full moon in Sagittarius, Purva Ashada Nakshatra. It's happening in your 10th house. So this is a full moon where we're really looking at influences. Who has influenced us, and in particular, for you, it's the 10th house. So you can look at who has influenced your career to date and what influence do you need to grow beyond now. You know, this is about you becoming more but recognizing, you know, yeah, what influences you've had on your career. I'm just thinking back to in my early 20s when I first started working in advertising and who was influential to me in my career. It was a copywriter called Neil French, and I used to just read everything he did, and I thought he was really amazing. And yeah, that was, I'm just remembering now, an early career influence. Yeah, that was something that I've grown beyond. I'm in a whole new line of work now. I've really grown beyond those days. Wow, that's a lot of change. But yeah, I mean, that's something that you could be analyzing there on the 10th of July full moon. And on the 24th of July, we have a new moon in Cancer, Pushya Nakshatra, that's happening in your 5th house. Now we've got Mercury retrograde here as well. So with a new moon, we can look at seeds that we want to plant for the future. What are our wishes? What would we love to have happen? So I've got here, it's a great time to reflect on future plans regarding your children, home, investments, and creativity. This could be a time where you actually write down, we've got Mercury retrograde here, so you could actually be journaling and writing down what you'd love to have happen in the future regarding children, home, investments, and creativity as well. Pisces, and anyone who's watched the whole video, I want to thank you so much for being here. I realize I'm not really doing any form of Sati Sati check-in for anybody. I will just have a look for you, Pisces people. You're still there, aren't you? So it's because you're at the end, so I can always do this. Don't tell any of the other signs though. They'll get jealous. All right, let's have a look. Oh yeah, you guys are in the height of it. How are you doing? This is a pretty intense month as well. This is a month to, look, if you're feeling called to not do too much, chill out. You know, it is that kind of month. Like, this is Pisces, right? This is the home of rest, you know? I mean, yeah, you got to do that. But equally, like, I find working on my creativity to be relaxing. I've got my tarot deck here. I'm going to be working on that in the next few months. I'm so excited, guys, to get a new deck out. So I'm going to be working on that. But yeah, if you guys are finding that, you know, the energy is intense or you need to not do as much, definitely that second half of the, let's have a look, second half of the month. You guys are in Sati Sati. You know what? If you're, oh yeah. What is it? 20th, 21st. Yeah, 16th onwards. Things could be intense. So yeah, it's a good time to not do as much. Wow, my camera battery is flashing. So this is going to wrap up naturally. Guys, thank you so much for being here, and I look forward to seeing you next time.